Hello, everybody, and welcome in to another episode of the Couch GMs podcast. It is Thursday, August 27th, 2026. I'm your host, George Kirk, joined by the one and only Cody Roadcap. How you doing, Cody?
I don't think it's the one and only today. I know you're saying I'm one of them. I get the joke, but I was so caught off guard. Restart the episode.
I was gonna say, so hello everybody. No. We are also joined by somebody who is normally near and dear to our hearts, except for on this day every year, because his name is Chaos Coordinator for a reason, and that is Kempy. How you doing, Kempy?
Hey, I'm doing good, guys. Thanks for having me on. I'm ready to draft, and I'm ready for some chaos.
If you remember the show from last year, this is the episode where Cody and I pretend like we're going to do a normal mock draft, and Kempy says, just kidding, I'm going to tell you what to do, and we're basically going to have to salvage the team. So it's a great time with Cody and I trying to figure out how to stay fluid in drafts, especially coming into the biggest draft weekend of the season.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely one of those things where like we'll be like, I want to make this pick, and then Kempy will say yes or no, or change it to a different position, or draft a quarterback. So then you start to play the game internally, like, do I say the wrong person? And says, so in case he says you can't pick that person. So I'm interested. We have no insight either of like what the last year we had some ideas. This year, Kempy's running the show.
Yeah, and I think that's my favorite part right now is you guys have been texting me for weeks, like kind of hinting at ideas, kind of thinking what I did last year. Throw it out the window. None of it will count. It is coming in brand new, fresh ideas, some riddles a little bit. You'll have to stay tuned.
I have to riddle? At least just tell me I don't have to math. Do I have to math?
I'd rather math than riddle.
You might be mathing, riddling, kiddling, everything. So
well, I hope I kiddle in this draft, if we're being honest. I feel like I'd be one of my better picks. Make sure you're following us at the Couch GMs on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok to get more than you do from the show. You can always DM us with any fantasy or football questions you have. And you can watch us Thursday nights live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at 6:30 East. Next Thursday is our last one episode a week, and then Cody and I go into 2 episodes on Mondays and Thursdays. So there's your teaser as we get closer to the season. But really quick, before we have fun drafting, why don't we see what is happening? Cody, you're the expert on the first one here. Josh Jacobs had the legal situation passed down, and we don't want to talk about too much of that because honestly don't want to put the spotlight on there. But when it comes to drafting and fantasy going into the biggest draft weekend, what's your situation? What do you think the situation is with the potential Jacob suspension?
Yeah, I think so. If anyone remembers, back in May, he was arrested on 5 charges. The charges were not filed at the time. They were looking into it. Today, the charges were official. It came out to 2 misdemeanors, 1 of battery, 1 of property damage. And that's probably the extent of information that I have that I can say with confidence. But the Josh Jacobs situation looks dark, looks gloomy. There's reports that there's a potential video that could get released soon. And honestly, if there's a video release, I expect him to be off the Green Bay Packers. I'm not saying he won't get picked up somewhere else. But if a video does come out, I expect him to be done. I still think there's the interesting situation of like what the NFL does in terms of like if he doesn't, he fights these charges and it goes to court. Do they hold off on a suspension until after the court comes down? I tend to believe that they're going to try to get ahead of this one. They probably know more. They've probably talked to the police. They have more information at this point than us as viewers do. And probably by the time you're listening to this, if you're on the podcast feed the next morning, there's probably been more information that has come out. And since so traditionally the Packers have a no BS policy, for a lack of better terms, when it comes to this kind of stuff. So would not be surprised. I think anything's on the possibility at this point. I'm leaning towards, at least a 6-game suspension as the bare minimum. But I think the possibility of the suspension holding off for a year is out there. But I also think the possibility of him not being a Green Bay Packer 2 weeks before the season starts is also out there as well. So very tough to read the room at the moment.
It makes it really difficult because if he gets cut by the Packers, there's no guarantee he plays on a team this season. Like, he could end up having the suspension come down, not be able to sign with the team for 6 weeks, and then there's a chance somebody that takes a shot on it, but there's also a chance that he just sits out there for a year and then has a chance next offseason. Flip side, he gets let's say he gets a 2 or a 4 game suspension. Then if you're somebody who drafted him where you did previously, or maybe you get him at a discount coming into this weekend, you're not looking too bad. So just because of the uncertainty, it's hard to give analysis of like, this is what you should do with him. I'm probably avoiding him to be safe.
Yeah, I think I'm avoiding him. And I honestly think too, this is one of those situations where real life supersedes football, supersedes NFL. If I know everyone wants to win, a lot of people put money in fantasy football. It's a big, thing every year. But we're also talking about someone who has now been charged for, although it's not technically written as domestic violence, the rumored, so to speak, video is of him throwing his at the time girlfriend on the ground, breaking her phone and stuff like that. That's pretty a harsh reality, and that's not someone that you would want on your fantasy team. So even if you pass on him because you think it's the best value, just because like morally you're like, that's not a guy I want to root for to carry my team each and every other week, that's not one that I'm going to lose sleep on either.
Yeah, I can see his draft capital being all over the place for the moral reasons. Some people shopping for a fantasy discount. I think while he's going to be an interest of seeing where he'll go in most drafts, I'm also curious on Marshawn Lloyd because
Yeah.
he's kind of that next man up. I mean, if you can snag him at a discount, that would be even better. But it's also the risky game of like, are you wasting an early pick hoping for the big splash? So those are two big names as we head into probably the biggest draft weekend of all of fantasy sports.
No,
I
for
think,
sure. And
no. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think Marshawn Lloyd bringing his name up is very important. I wouldn't be surprised at waiver cut down though, if, they claim a waiver, they make a small trade, similar to what the Eagles did last year, bringing in Tank Bigsby, right? Like if they did something like that, maybe a James Conner that we've talked about the past. But if you're drafting before cut downs day, which is this Sunday, which we encourage not to, and you take Josh Jacobs, I feel like you have to take Marshawn Lloyd at some point as the handcuff.
Names I'm looking towards, I think the last round pick on James Conner is a smart move because he's the most likely to get traded out of Arizona. And then there's another running back who was already cut out of Arizona that I think has a shot to maybe pop up in Green Bay, and that's Trey Benson.
Yeah, Trey Benson though, because he was waived injured, he did revert to the Cardinals IR. So he's not technically a free agent at this point. He would have to get an injury settlement, which will probably come in the next couple weeks. But that is something to he's not some guy that can just sign anywhere at this moment. He's back.
Missed the reverting to IR. My bad.
Nope, you're good. Who cares about third string running backs in the middle of training camp right now? It's understandable to get missed.
Yes, it is. You know what didn't get missed? The social media roller coaster that was Ashton Jeanty. And if you drafted in that 18-hour window where we thought his season might have been over, you probably way overpaid for Mike Washington. Or underpaid for Ashton Jeanty, honestly, in that matter. But him and then Jamar Chase also had a scary looking knee injury that seems to be okay, but both of them, this is why we don't like preseason. And this is when I got to the point where I'm like, preseason was fun. I'm done. Let's draft and just get in the regular season because I'd rather my guy get hurt playing for me than practicing.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I don't know if you guys saw too, speaking of social media, the video of one day I'm going to do a fantasy draft where everyone's in the room together and they put the stickers on the boards. That is going to be a goal of mine. But the person did first overall pick, Ashton Jeanty, that morning. And then later that day, he was, they were having the prayer circles around him and whatever else they were doing to try to protect him. But it sounds like he's going to be ready to go week 1. But I feel for that guy because he probably went through it for a little bit.
Yeah, you want to talk about chaos. Those sticker draft boards are absolute chaos. You pick up the wrong B. Robinson this year, goodbye. Good night.
One day we'll get that together. The 3 of us are in multiple leagues together. We'll find a whole league that'll come together for it. Super quick fan question. 8-man redraft PPR, 3 receiver, 3 running back, 2 flex, keep 3 players. Jonathan Taylor for the 3rd round, George Pickens in the 7th, Olave in the 10th, ETN in the 14th. Has 2 second-round picks, so he's thinking to target Pickens and an elite tight end.
Well, JT in the 3rd seems like a no-brainer.
Agreed.
So that's one.
I like Olave in the 10th. I mean,
I
feel
that
like
was
you
my
can't go
next.
wrong with any of these.
I was
They're
going to
all
say Olave in the
solid.
10th. So I guess the question is, if I'm reading this correctly, would you rather have Travis Etienne
Mm-hmm.
and 2 second-round picks, or because he's probably going to take George Pickens, or just get Pickens with your third and then have 2 second-round picks?
Yeah. That's
And I
kind
think
of
I
what
lean.
I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I think I would. I think I'd take Travis Etienne, and if you're already planning to get Pickens back for a second, do that. And if he doesn't fall there, you still have your 2 second-round picks.
That's
I
what
mean, a
I'd say,
starting
because
running
that's
back
your
in the
best shot of
14th round.
keeping all of them. And it's still a good value getting Pickens in the second. That's where he's going. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're
I
getting
can
a
agree with
starting
that.
running back with the 14th. And Alvin Kamara's hurt. So, like, the starting running back.
True. Comment about the sticker draft board. I remember doing a live draft, the board, and getting a notification that Spencer Ware got hurt and had to write in Kareem Hunt and won 3 leagues that year with him. First Triple Crown.
That's awesome.
I hope you crossed out the Spencer Ware sticker.
Wrote it
So it's
on the
just
back of it somehow and just taped it on.
Yeah. Great story. Love that.
All right. 2 really quick trades that happened. So apparently Tutu Atwell is not a number 1 wide receiver in Miami, as he's going back to LA to be part of the Rams yet again. And then Kayshon Boutte was traded to the Houston Texans. And that kind of muddies up that wide receiver room even more, even though I still have an eternal love for Tank Dell.
I mean, they did lose Higgins last week too, so they need some wide receivers. Also, shout out to Annie Agar on X, TikTok, whichever one you want to follow her on, the saying Mike Vrabel's final booty call after the trade kind of made me laugh. So shout out to that one. That was a good quip. I don't think it does much for fantasy though. Kayshon Boutte there, or the Tutu Atwell one. Either of them really move the needle in terms of fantasy for me.
Yeah, they're almost kind of stealing some of the top round picks, but not enough to, or touchdowns from those top round picks, but not enough to even move the needle for me.
Yeah, I think the Texans one is the one that's a little bit more concerning, but honestly, Kayshon Boutte played a lot of snaps on a Super Bowl team and didn't have a lot of effective, plays. So I'm more worried about Hutchinson stealing targets in Houston, and he was already on the roster before this.
Agreed.
And then one last piece of news. We'll go full circle. We'll go back to the Packers. They did sign Jonnu Smith today. So if you forgot about him, he's out there.
Can he play running back?
I don't think he's going to play. Well, there is a clip of him doing that for the Steelers last year. So let's not say that louder. I don't want Matt LaFleur getting any crazy ideas. But a number 2 behind Tucker Kraft, who sounds like he's going to be full go and no more restrictions. But Luke Musgrave's going to start on PUP. So a number 2 tight end for the Packers that, might get some playing time if Kraft does need a little bit of a ramp up period to begin the season.
I have their answer, by the way. I remember back to when they converted wide receiver Ty Montgomery to a running back. They can just do the same thing with Jaden Reed.
Okay.
It's true.
I think Reed's a little too small, but
Ty Montgomery was also very small.
But he was over 200 pounds, is what I'm saying.
It's fair.
Xavier Williams is probably the better comparison.
Yeah, and see, that's a little too far down the Packers depth chart for me.
I understand.
Yep.
All right. Why don't we chaos?
I think we call it mayhem. I forgot to play music, so listen to me talk over it. So
Boom, 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 boom.
George is supposed to hum when there's no music. So
Kempy, get it for me. We're good. I mean, the chaos coordinator. All right. So what we are doing here today, we are going to do a 12-team half PPR mock draft rosters: 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 receiver, 1 tight end, 2 flex, 1 defense, 6 on the bench. And as we mentioned in the intro, Kempy is going to be here to make us think that we know what we're doing and then not know what we're doing. Idea is that he's going to make it harder for us to draft so we can practice our fluidity and see how much we can adjust to chaos. Maybe it's a weird pick. Maybe it's just making a wrong pick in an actual draft.
no.
Yeah, boys. I think I got some hidden things. I might have you guys do some research very quickly. Numbers, letters, maps, you name it.
Maps.
It's going to be there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
Some
gonna be like,
geography in here.
you can't pick a player within 500 miles of the last player picked or something like that.
Yeah. Now you're talking.
okay, so we finally understand how ridiculous this is going to be. Let me make sure I have my actual draft board up. Are we ready to go?
Yeah, if you guys want to
so.
kind of set it up, we did say Cody and George did a random number generator. I don't know if I just missed that when I was reviewing everything. But I believe, George, you are pick 12. Cody is pick 7.
And I was told pick 12 is going to put me in a bad spot. So this is going to be great.
Good. You determine your fate.
No, actually, a random number generator on Google determined my fate, but that is totally fine.
All right.
Here we go.
George
Starting
forgot
off,
to give-
team 1 took Jamar Chase, 2 Bijan Robinson, 3 Jahmyr Gibbs, 4 Puka Nacua, 5 is Christian McCaffrey, and 6 Jonathan Taylor, and Cody at 1-7.
All right. So with the first round, I want to be nice to you guys. I want you guys to draft whoever you want. However, the stipulation moving forward is that before round 6 hits, so 1 through 5, you have to draft a player from the division that your favorite team is in. And George, we're going East this one. You're going to be NFC East, not AFC West. But you have to pick a person from that rivaled division. So George, in this case, Cowboys, Giants, Commanders, Cody, Vikings, Lions, Bears. Oh my. So go ahead, guys. Anyone you want, but keep that in mind for the next 5 rounds.
Which is going to make it even more complicated when he's like, I want to finally pick a Bears player. And he's like, oh, you got to change it. Can't pick him. But
Yes,
looking
sir.
at my board, 1-7, I have Jackson Smith and Jigba sitting at the top there. This feels like a no-brainer. Him falling all the way here, I will take him.
He could have took the easy way out of trying to get rid of that challenge really quick and taken Amon-Ra St. Brown instead, but he went with his best available, and I respect it.
I did think about it. That was who I was going to say first, in case Kempy would have jumped in and said, have to change it. But
you never know.
This is literally why my whiteboard says best player available, and then terms and restrictions may apply, because that's literally what's happening here.
That's definitely it right there. But George, same policy. Whoever you want at pick 12 is yours.
And it might not be the same at 201. So I have to really think here of if there's one person specifically on this turn that I really want. It's funny because one of the people I would consider here, and it's because I like him probably as much as Golem here over on YouTube. Can't wait till Achane gets the first round respect. And I want to give him first round respect if he only had a better offense around him. And that's the only thing that makes me a little sketched out by it. But I might do it anyway. My other thought is Justin Jefferson. And I think my turn here, if I had a choice at both, is Jefferson and Achane. I'll go bold and take Achane. And then let's see if Kempy lets me take Jefferson at 201.
Well, in round 2, we are going to be doubling down. So whatever position you drafted in the first round, you need to draft the same position in the second. So that's where you determine the fate of your first pick there. You determine the fate of your second.
Okay, so I'm not allowed to take Justin Jefferson. So the way I look here, Ashton, Jeanty, Omarion, Hampton, Derrick Henry. And if I take a Miami running back and then somebody coached by the former coach in Miami, I think I have a shot to really running back people to death here in the first 2 rounds. And honestly, I like going heavy running back, so maybe it's good I took Achane. I think I'd be in a much worse spot if I had to take a receiver here and jump all the way down the board to like AJ Brown or Drake London. So I'll take Omarion Hampton.
All right. I respect it. Who's going across the board there to Cody's pick?
We got Chase Brown after me, and then Justin Jefferson, Derrick Henry, and Ashton Jeanty.
All right. And Cody, same thing for you. You were doubling down. You took that wide receiver first round, stack it up, wide receiver in the second.
No problem for me. Love this for me.
This is him
Normal.
regardless.
Is this a challenge?
It worked out.
Don't talk too much crap. He's going to make you use a map.
That's fine. There was a slim after George wasn't allowed to take Justin Jefferson. I was like, what are the chances he would have fell to me? And I would have been able to get rid of the 6-player rule, which might come back to bite me now that I realize 2 Lions have already gone. A Viking is already gone. I can't take a Packer, and I don't know if I want anybody else. So that one, the Amon-Ra St. Brown one, I probably should have thought a little bit more about that, but I didn't. And with my next pick, I have to go wide receiver here. Next top wide receivers on the board are A.J. Brown, Drake London, Nico Collins, George Pickens. There's some interesting names there. I go back and forth with, like, what do I expect out of A.J. Brown this year? Drake London, he has the quarterback concerns, but he's probably the most talented of the wide receivers left. Is Nico Collins get a boost because there is no Jaden Higgins, or does he get nerfed a little bit because of how bad CJ Stroud looked? My gut tells me Nico Collins, but I'm going to go A.J. Brown if that is allowed.
It is absolutely allowed. You were good to double down on that wide receiver pick.
All right.
I'm kind of that worked out for you.
Yeah, I think it worked out okay for him. After A.J. Brown, the second round finished with Ken Walker, George Pickens, Drake London, Brock Bowers, Josh Allen, and then Jeremiah Love. Round 3 started with Nico Collins, then Trey McBride, Kyron Williams, Malik Neighbors, Josh Jacobs, and Chris Olave.
All right, round 3. I'm starting off kind of nice on you guys because it will get a little more hectic from here. But since you do have that 5 or the 6th round, you have to pick in your first 5 restriction on you guys. You can pick any position that you would like, but it can't be the same one as your first 2.
Okay. Now it gets a little bit tougher for me because I was like, can I take a wide receiver here? I cannot.
And that running back in that round 3 does get a little slim if you haven't taken that, especially in a 12-man league.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, top running backs available: Breece Hall, Javonte Williams, Cam Scatterboo, Travis Etienne, Bucky Irving, David Montgomery, Quinshon Judkins, DeAndre Swift. Those are like the next best running backs available. I ain't going to do that. And because I can't take a wide receiver, I'm going to take Lamar Jackson.
All right, an early quarterback off the board. Still not a NFC North opponent, but we'll see when we get those in the next 2 rounds. George, who went next?
After Lamar Jackson went Breece Hall, Tet McMillan, Rashee Rice, and T. Higgins. Back to me. I cannot take a running back, according to your rule. And it's funny because 2 guys who would also fill my NFC East role sit here with Javonte Williams and Cam Scatterboo. And who knows, I'm going to be allowed to pick them in 4-1, but one of those 2 is going to have to be my pick there. And then otherwise, I'm looking here at receiver, and I'm between Devontae Smith and Ladd McConkey. So I can just build up this NFC East team, hopefully. Or I could pick my other favorite team, apparently, and Ladd McConkey.
Yes, sir. But you don't know what looms next.
I do not. So I feel like I have more teams so far in this mock season with Ladd. I'm going to go Devontae Smith. They're both so close to me because they both have wide receiver 1 potential. And I really do think Ladd bounces back from the sophomore slump, but I want to see what Devontae Smith does in his first time as a wide receiver 1 since his rookie year.
Yeah, and I'm a homer as well, George, or Philadelphia homer anyway. Yeah. So I support that. I think Smith is in for a big workload year. I'm hoping it turns out as results. I know Jalen Hurts is the most kind of talked about in a up or down way, but we'll see what happens. I think Devontae is ready to take that elevation to wide receiver 1.
So between Javonte Williams and Cam Scatterboo, I think Cam Scatterboo has a higher ceiling, even if he is a little bit more risky because, man, he's an animal. And I kind of want to take ceiling after having Achane and Hampton. I think if it was my running back 2, I'd probably go Javonte Williams because I think he's a little bit steadier. But am I allowed to even take either of them?
So you are in luck because round 4 is the conference call. If you took a player in the AFC in the 3rd round, you must take a player in the AFC in the 4th round. If you took a player in the NFC, you may take a player in the NFC. So George, you are in luck that you picked Devontae and not Lad McConkey. You may take an NFC player of your choice.
If I would have taken Lad and had to sit here and watch the two people that would fall into the board the nicest in the division, that'd been very sad. I'm going Cam Scatterbu then.
And he's yours.
3 running backs. Yep.
3 running backs. So yeah, my team right now: Achane, Hampton, Devontae Smith, and Cam Scatterbu. After Cam Scatterbu went Javonte Williams, and then Emeka Ibuka, David Montgomery, and Travis Etienne Achane. Cody,
it's the same for you. I'm sorry that you will not be able to get anybody in the NFC North here because you are going to have to pick somebody exclusively from the AFC position of your choosing.
Yeah, that stinks. I was planning to turn around here and get that taken care of, but now I have to take the AFC.
He was looking Colston Loveland, probably.
I was not. I was not doing that. So maybe there's a chance the guy will fall. Probably not, but look, give up hope here. There's still Lad McConkey at the top of the board, which I agree. George's thinking about taking with the end of round 3. I think it's good there. But this is mayhem, and I'm giving my own self mayhem. I'm going to stack Zay Flowers with one Mr. Lamar Jackson.
I kind of like it. That's not a stack I've thought about this entire offseason, but kind of like it.
Yeah, we're rolling.
Yeah, we are through round 1, 2, 3, 4. So with the in-pick number, or I should say round number, I'm not trying to get you guys canceled here, by the way. So I'm not saying that magic number of the round because you know who number belongs to.
I don't have to
number,
pick him, do I?
Number played for LSU in his college career. LSU is a great team in the SEC. I am challenging you guys. You can pick anybody you want, but they had to have played in the SEC. It's week 0, guys, coming up. Got to look a little into colleges. And if I'm challenging, you have some time to look ahead, kind of scroll through. I wonder if he played for the SEC. I know, Cody, you're good at colleges, so.
I can give you a second here to look, too, because I can catch the fans up on the board.
So, I don't need to look.
Okay.
This board has felt great for me. And because of this new stipulation, the guy I was actually considering last pick was DeAndre Swift, who did fall all the way around to me, who played at Georgia, is the Chicago Bears running back. So I would get my first running back. Not saying that's the best option here, but I'm going to have to take him. It's going to cross the Georgia, and it's going to get me out of the have to pick someone from my NFC rival. I also see Luther Burden here out of Missouri. If I wanted to go 4 wide receivers here, I could do the same thing. But I will take DeAndre Swift and get a running back on the board.
So just to catch everybody up here, because I don't think we said after Flowers, Bucky Irving, Lad McConkey, Garrett Wilson, Joe Burrow, Terry McLaurin, and Colston Loveland rounded out 4. And then Jaden Daniels round started out with Jalen Waddle, Quinshon Judkins, Devontae Adams, Tyler Warren, DJ Moore, Travion Henderson. Cody took DeAndre Swift, and then it was quarterback with Jalen Hurts, Roma Dunze, another quarterback with Drake May, and Jamison Williams. Okay.
And George, it is up to you in this round number to pick somebody that played in the SEC. Anybody you want. You have already met the requirement for picking the NFC East rival. So if you need a little bit to look up a guy in the SEC, you absolutely may. But the clock is yours.
Yeah, okay. So I'm looking up here.
Do you need some help, George?
I may.
Yeah, Cody, I figured this wouldn't be a problem with. And it is week 0, so this is the best time of year to kind of look at some colleges.
Yeah, so, George, I'm looking at the top of the board here. You have Luther Burden, Mizzou, which is now SEC. Jadarian Price is Notre Dame, so he's out. Bayshell Tutin was Virginia Tech, so he is out. Mike Evans, Texas A&M, SEC, so he would be in. Sam Laporta is the aforementioned Iowa Big Ten. So he's out. Tucker Kraft is Division II South Dakota State. And then Jaden Daniels, if you wanted to honor him and take him in the 5th round, he did go to Arizona State but finished at LSU. So I think that would still count. So you can take him. If you want me to keep going, I can.
Yeah, I mean, Carnell Tate was the Big Ten.
He's Ohio State.
Yeah.
Christian Watson, Division II, North Dakota State. Jalen Warren, I would have to look him up. And then Kyle Pitts is Florida. Brian Thomas down there at LSU, if you wanted to go a little bit further down the list.
Yeah, so my initial thought was between Luther Bird and Mike Evans. Sounds like I can go with either. I'm not as big on the Mike Evans hype as I was a few weeks ago because I really think Dejon Stribling is sneaking his way into some targets. Although I don't really love Luther Burden's super inflated fantasy value over the last few weeks either. He still hasn't passed a Dunze, but he's gotten pretty freaking close.
Yep, it just has to be somebody from the SEC.
I think it has to be a receiver just for my team build. So I'm going to go Luther Burden as much as I might not love it.
Not a bad selection there. And that was a lot of crunch time on you guys, whether it was with the division, whether it was with the conference, whether it was the college conference. So picks 6 through 9.
Nice.
There is one rule, and you guys have a veto. That is only starting in round 6. You can pick anybody you want in round 6, but round 6 through 9, you guys have the veto. So keep that in mind. If you don't want that person to select that person, veto it. And you guys have the discretion in round 6. Round 7 will provide another rule, but you can also veto that one if you would like.
All right. Maybe I try to get this out of Cody right away. One of my favorite players at this part of the draft is Tucker Kraft. I don't know if Cody wants Tucker Kraft or not because he did take early quarterback. He doesn't normally take both early quarterback and early tight end for obvious reasons. And he is sitting here with only one running back on his roster, but that's par for the course. I think I'm going to go with Tucker Kraft unless Cody says no.
No, I'll save my veto for something better.
Okay.
Kraft,
so I'll grab myself a tight end. After Tucker Kraft went Carnell Tate, Jadarian Price, Christian Watson, who Cody might have been thinking was falling to him, and Sam Laporta.
All right, and same deal for you, Cody, and same deal for you, George. You have a veto that you can use in the next 3 rounds.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the top board here. There isn't a ton of names. I could take the flyer on Bayshell Tutu. Is he the starting running back in Jacksonville now that he's there? He would make sense for my team. I could use a running back. There's also the wide receivers, the Mike Evans, the Brian Thomas, Parker Washingtons, those kind of guys. Not thinking there's too many other current running backs in this moment that I'm like obsessed with. So I think unless George is going to veto, I am going to take the flyer. I'm tootin', time to tootin'.
I'll let you have Bayshell Tutu.
Bayshell goes.
I like.
Can't wait to have to pick another.
All right. So who we got going in between the picks there for Cody?
Jane Daniels did not go in 5, but he went in round 6 at 6-7, and then it was Kyle Pitts, Tony Pollard, Jalen Warren, Mike Evans, and Brian Thomas.
All right. Oh, and it's go ahead, Cody.
I was going to say then round 7 kicked it off with Art Harvey, Marvin Harrison Jr., or aka Maserati Marv, Ramondre Stevenson, Caleb Williams, Chuba Hubbard, Harold Fanning. And now I am back on the clock waiting to see if what I can do, what's allowed for me, if I have to name the player first.
All right. And the only rule that you have applied in round 7, and George still has a veto, is that you must draft either an incoming rookie or a rookie from last year. So somebody going into their sophomore season. And it looks like quite a few picks kind of went a little bit before that, but you have to pick a youngster here in round 7.
Okay, so I have to pick a youngster. And looking at the top of the board here, and this is where George could get me. He could, veto my rookie, hoping it falls to him if he wanted to. But I would remember that, just like the North remembers. Game of Thrones reference for you there. Not a ton of people at the top. Parker Washington, I believe, is a rookie. He might be in his third year. I'd have to look that one up.
I think he's second.
Mekhi Lemon is the highest rated rookie at this point. Jonathan Brooks would be a fun one, but I believe he's going into his third year, just back-to-back injury-riddled seasons. There's Jordan Tyson down here. Is Michael Wilson's, I think, going into year 3. So there's not a ton of rookies sitting here at the moment. But no, I don't even. So are we saying oh, I don't want to take Parker Washington. I just took Bashal Tutin. Bro, this sucks.
Yeah, this one actually probably has hit the hardest so far.
Yeah, it's got to be a youngster. We need young people on this team to make sure you guys are alive and well.
I do have to fact check that. Like if
Who are you looking at?
Michael Wilson. I'm 98% sure he was drafted years ago.
2023. That is a no from him.
Yeah, I was pretty confident that he was not.
Yeah. He kind of sat in the bench and did nothing for so long that we thought he could have been a rookie or even a second-year guy last year, and it was not the case.
Yeah, that's definitely for sure. Okay. All right, so let's see. Maybe if I take a guy further down the list, George won't veto me. And this is a complete long play.
Yeah.
He's going to start the season on IR designated to return, most likely. And I hate taking him in the 7th round then. But I'm going to take Jordan Tyson.
I'm going to veto that.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I figured you were. He's going to veto it because that is who he wants.
It will be remembered.
I'm not going to be able to get him either then, but that's fine.
We'll see.
So, Cody, you're still back on the clock without a Tyson.
Yeah, I know. I'm just scrolling down the list even more because I don't like Mekhi Lemon. I don't think he's going to be that good for fantasy football in his rookie year. Maybe in a year or two. George obviously doesn't want to take Mekhi Lemon because he already has Devonta Smith, which is why I was willing to go further down to.
I pray you take Mekhi Lemon.
I'm not taking him. I'm taking Blake Corum. Isn't he going to, or is he fucking? Oh, sorry. Explicit bleep. I'm going to.
There we go. Yep. How do y'all feel about Bryce Young versus Bears in week 1? I think you can find 10 or 12 guys better than Bryce Young for week 1.
Yeah.
All right.
Just
so Blake Corum, I feel like he was 2 years ago now too.
I think the Blake Corum discussion has been going on for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty sure Blake Corum is his 3rd year.
He's a 24 draft pick.
So, yep, 3rd year.
Understand. I'm doing everything I can to not take Mekhi Lemon. I just want everyone to know that right now.
He would much rather take Dontavian Wicks way later in the draft, and I can't say I blame him.
Bro, I'm like about to take Jackson Dart.
That's not a bad pick, except you already have Lamar Jackson, so that feels really bad in round 7 too.
The only other thing I can do is take Mekhi Lemon and then veto George taking Jordan Tyson.
And then I would probably have to either take Mekhi Lemon or, I don't know.
I just said I would take, because I'm really looking at the board here between now and the next couple picks. Like there's not a.
There is one guy that you haven't mentioned yet, I don't think, that you can take, but it would basically just piggyback off of your other running back, and it's a common none guy.
Yeah, I mentioned him already.
Okay.
I said I didn't want to take him because I took Swift.
Okay, I was probably talking about Bryce Young at that point. My bad.
Probably. It was probably when I was.
Could beat the Bears.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I don't want to take Makai Lemon. Don't make me take Makai
These
Lemon.
rookies and sophomores aren't getting any younger, Cody. We need to get our pick in.
I know.
Here.
I've never been full tilt. I have had 6 minutes off the timer for picks in the 7th round. Like,
This is
All right.
great. This is fantastic. I say this as I'm
Fine.
about to do the exact same thing in 5 picks.
fine. You're happy, George.
He took Makai Lemon, which is great because I don't have to take Makai Lemon. The problem is my options are Kyle Manungai, who it's not much better I take him because I have Luther Burden. Jordan Tyson, who Cody is 100% going to veto. So I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to take Jordan Tyson.
Okay.
He's going to let me.
Oh, wow.
Psyched.
Okay.
Oh,
I was actually going to make you
What I
click it
thought.
and then undo it. I'm not going to lie.
that
was what I was thinking about doing.
Yeah,
But
it would
no.
have been very cruel.
You take Manungai. You take the next guy down on the list, Ja'Cory Krosky Marriott, if you want him. Heck, Addison's in year 3. Jaden Reed's in year 3. You can take Jackson Dart if you want him all the way down at 103. Quentin Johnson's at 105 is in year 3. Yeah, you figure it out.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
wanted
it's
to be a
not
jerk.
good. So the bonus of me taking Kyle Manungai is like he'll temporarily be in my flex, but I don't necessarily have to start both him and Luther Burden because I still have 3 running backs, my bad. So I'm going to just do it even though I hate it, and I'll take Kyle Manungai.
All
I'm gonna
right,
take Jordan
Manungai,
Tyson with this
it
pick now.
is. Yeah, he's back on the board because in this one, you could be picking him, but because of who you picked in round 7, you have to pick somebody from the opposite conference. So if you picked Manungai, who's in the NFC, you have to pick an AFC player. No rookie,
Ooh.
no age limitation. I was thinking about doing it older since you guys are old and 30 now. That you guys would have to pick a 30-year-old or higher, but we're gonna leave that out of it.
Cody has left the chat.
That 30 comment probably did him. I'm sorry, Cody.
Yeah. That was unnecessary.
Yeah.
I'm in my mom's basement. Leave me alone. Chat.
All right.
Gosh,
that
George, make
takes-
your pick.
You took 7 minutes to take Makai Lemon.
Yeah, I'm trading him too.
Cool. I'm not trading for him. I have Devontae Smith. Michael Wilson's out. Jordan Tyson's out. Chris Godwin's out. Jordan Addison's out. Jaden Reed's out. Michael Pittman. I guess he's on Pittsburgh now. Yeah. This is horrible.
What's
Why'd
the
you do this
caveat
to
again?
us?
I left
Opposite
the
conference
chat.
of your last pick. You had to pick. We both had to pick AFC players.
Oh, easy money. Easy money.
Alec Pierce got activated from PUP today. And he got a lot of money last year, and I need receiver help. So we're going to hope that he hits, and I'm going to take Alec Pierce.
Okay. You took Alex Pierce. After that was Rico Dowdle, George Kittle, J.K. Dobbins, Chris Godwin, and I am now back on the clock. And it ain't easy money anymore because I was like, well, I can get my running back, Rico Dowdle, J.K. Dobbins. Third running back, could do that. Now I'm looking at a long list of NFC players. And you know what? I have to take Dalton Kincaid as a tight end. I hate this.
I
It's
love
literally
Dalton Kincaid.
I know you do. But
He
literally the next, well, there's Travis Kelce, which I could also take. But
Yeah.
the first non-tight end player in the AFC would be Michael Pittman at 104 overall on the draft board.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Man.
Keep that in mind for when you're drafting in case, you got to do some weird conference stuff. But this is a chaos draft, and we're seeing some chaotic results right now.
The
right.
minute that we start trying to draft for chaos, you'll be like, nah, you're good. Just pick.
Yeah, of course.
And I'll take Kincaid.
Personally, I like it. I understand why you don't, but you also just took Mekhi Lemon. Michael Wilson went after you, and then Dak Prescott, Jonathan Brooks, Jordan Tyson, Blake Corum, and Trevor Lawrence rounded out round 8. Round 9 went Jordan Mason, Jaden Reed. Defense run, Houston Texans, LA Rams, Travis Kelce, and Matt Stafford.
All right. So in this 9th round, we are going to be doing some math. Odd or even is what we're going to call it. You either have to pick a player that's number. Cody, since you are in the 7th spot, you're going to have to pick an odd number. I'm going to be generous here. The player's number either can end in an odd number, or if you add them together, it creates an odd number. So players are kind of wide open there if you're willing to do the math. If you would like a defense, the answer is no.
Okay.
I don't think he did anyway.
Yeah, I didn't think so, but figured I'd throw it out there.
No, I didn't want a defense, but I appreciate that so much. Now I have to know player numbers. It's not math part, but so I think
It's a cool thing. If you like click on their name here, it comes up with their number.
all right. So Merritt is 22 out.
So you can't.
Addison, he's 3. I could take Jordan Addison out. I could still get Michael Pittman.
How do you really feel?
Not great. Not great at all.
I just realized your 2 running backs in your roster, DeAndre Swift and Bashal Tutu.
Yes, I'm well aware of this situation that I've dug myself into. All right. Okay. I have an idea of where I'm going. I'm between 2 players, I think. And it's like, which running back do I want? Both players might not be starters, might be more involved, TBD. But since he switched teams, I guess I could have taken him last year. I'm going to go with the higher upside guy, potentially. I'm going to take Kenny Gainwell, who is currently rocking number 1 because he is number 1 on my team. So,
all right.
Kenny Gainwell.
We got the odd number down, players in between there, George, and then you got an even number.
Quentin Johnston and Jordan Addison, Michael Pittman, and Bill Krosky Merritt. Low key though, when you're looking at needing a running back who's going to get you something at this part of the draft, Kenny Gainwell's not actually a bad pick because I think starter or not, he's got a role.
Yeah, and that's what was the other guy was triple threes himself, Aaron Jones, but not knowing what his role would be if Jordan Mason would get the starting job versus Kenny Gainwell should have a pass catching role. This is half point PPR, could be a flex spot in a pinch. But on my team, probably a starter.
All right. You said I'm even?
You are going to be the even number since you were pick 12.
All right. I already got myself a tight end. I don't have myself a quarterback yet. So I think I'm between quarterback and receiver. But you said we can add?
Yep. If you add the 2 numbers together and it comes out even, he's yours.
1 + 5 equals Patrick Mahomes, fellas.
All right. What a combo. What a combo.
You didn't take the stack of Scatterboo and Dart?
No, because Dart is 6. I don't know why I thought he was 1. I don't like Dart.
All right, we get a little preview on who George likes and doesn't like in this this little background here. Can't wait for draft weekend. All right, George. So in this 10th round here, we did something to honor the of course the round after 4 and 1 before 6. But this one is double. So in round 10, I'm not going to say you have to draft out of division. I thought about making you guys do the Big 10 for round 10. But I am just going to say that you need to double up either a tight end or quarterback in this round.
Ooh, okay.
So George, just picking a quarterback could have been an interesting choice there. So you will have to double up either a quarterback or tight end.
So I'm still allowed to go tight end, though I just went quarterback.
Correct.
And it's probably not a bad idea, just in case Tucker Kraft gets off to a slow start or doesn't play week 1, to take another tight end in this draft regardless. And this is kind of the time to do it, sitting here with Jake Ferguson, Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews, Dallas Goedert near the top of the board. Ferguson is such an interesting case because he looked really good last year, and he was really good last year, but it was without CeeDee Lamb. When CeeDee came back, he kind of stunk. And so, like, I lean Isaiah Likely, but I do have Cam Scatterboo sitting there in my lineup too. Yeah.
It is your call on what you're doubling up. Double.
I'll take the shot on Likely. I'll take the upside because he's not my starter. I think the ceiling's much higher on Likely.
And that might have been an interesting time to take Dart if you wanted him there. You would have a heck of a giant squad right there with Dart, Scatterboo, and Likely, but
not exactly the team I really want to triple down on.
No. But a new Harbaugh offense could promote the best there. Who went in between you guys?
Jackson Dart, speaking of him, and then Josh Downs, another defense in Seattle, and then Jake Ferguson.
All right, so bad luck for you, Cody, because you either have to double down on the tight end or quarterback position, and a quarterback and tight end went just between you guys. So sorry to throw a wrench into things, but also I'm not that sorry.
I also know how much he loves Bo Nix.
Out.
Exactly.
I was hoping Dart fell. Honestly, I was hoping Dart fell.
Do you have any love for Jake Ferguson, or are you kind of like me?
No, I don't want another tight end.
I mean, the way I usually look at it is if you're good with Lamar, I'd rather take the second tight end instead of taking the second quarterback.
Yeah, that's fair. But tight ends are so streamable. So
there's dartboard from every single week.
Exactly.
Yeah, if one gets hurt, go back to the dartboard.
I mean, I'm not taking Bo Nix. I was going to talk myself into it. I'm not doing it.
I mean, if it was a fantasy league for just the fourth quarter, he's literally a league winner.
I'm going to hate this because I can get this guy like 10 rounds later. Probably.
So is he skipping over Brock Purdy even?
Yes.
Oh.
And Jared Goff.
Is he going all the way down to his boy Malik Willis?
No, I would. If there was one tight end that like intrigued me in the slightest, I mean, I could get the ultimate stack here of the Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers, Lamar Jackson.
Could you imagine starting Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers, and Lamar Jackson?
Not like the worst stack.
It isn't, but
okay, I might do that. Or I'm going to take the bounce back of Kyler Murray.
Okay, I don't hate that either.
But YOLO mayhem.
I think the tight end was a better pick. I don't know if Mark Andrews specifically was the better pick, but I think tight end was the better pick.
Look, they're going to play the Browns twice, and I can play all three of them.
That's honestly the most legit thing you said.
All right. So into the 12th round, do you guys want to recap who got picked there in between Cody's?
It is 11th round, by the way, but Eagles defense went after, and then KC Concepcion, Aaron Jones, Stephon Diggs, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Dejon Stribling. Defense for the Broncos started out round 11, and then Bo Nix, Rashad White, Marcus Golden, Jacoby Myers, Dallas Goedert.
All right. It's into round 11. I am going to let you guys pick for each other. Cody, you are going to name 3 players that you like. George, you are going to pick Cody's player. Same thing will happen to you, though, George, so pick wisely.
Should I just show him mercy so he can just stab me in the back?
Yeah, you probably should. All right, let me look here.
Please say a Raven.
I'm not going to say a Raven. That I'm not going to do.
Are you sure you can go get Ja'Cory Lane and have the ultimate stack?
No. not going to do that. I'm going to go. I could take the Ravens defense if I want another.
I mean, there you go.
But you would definitely make me pick the Ravens defense.
100%.
So I have two of my options so far. I'm just trying to figure out the third one. Oh, brother. I don't love this. I do not love this at all. I need to figure it out who I would like to take. I'm not telling you the other two, so you automatically pick up the third one. I've thought through this. I've
smart.
played this game enough.
We've played this game one other time, but yes, you understand.
Okay. I have my three names.
Okay.
One, and surprise, surprise, they're all running backs.
You kind of need it. Yeah.
So the three names are, and I don't like that attitude you just gave me there. That will be remembered. You
didn't pick for him yet.
Woody Marks.
Okay.
I've been big on David Montgomery, but maybe, they said it's going to be close to 50-50. Maybe I'm not giving him enough love. Let's throw Chris Rodriguez in there as, hopefully one of them is the starter, and it gets me one of them. And why am I blanking on the third guy? Oh, the third guy is Jonah Coleman, rookie running back for the Denver Broncos prospect. He is currently the lowest rated one of those three, for what that matters. And Chris Rodriguez is the highest. So, George, tell me who I'm taking.
I think for your case here, I'm going to knock out Chris Rodriguez because I'm going to say if you took Bashal Tutu in that situation, we're hoping he's the starter and we're not going to need that insurance policy. And then between Woody Marks and Jonah Coleman, I want to draft you upside, and I'm not a big Woody Marks guy, and I think Jonah Coleman has more upside, so I'm going to make you take Jonah Coleman. And it's not just because he's the bottom of the board. I think he's just the highest upside player.
Good, I played that up well. He was the one I wanted from the beginning. But where was that guy go? It worked. I'm inside your head, George. But after my pick was Brock Purdy, Romeo Dobbs, Chris Rodriguez, Baltimore Ravens defense, darn, and George is now on the clock.
All right, so I got to pick three guys out of here.
You're so lucky I can't just pick for you.
Right.
That could have been a little too much chaos, depending on the mood of the draft.
You could have said within the top 15 next available or something like that. So
that's
I wasn't.
I wouldn't have just scrolled the scroll wheel all the way down and been like, let's see here. Why is Jarvis Landry still on here? Why did I scroll down and see Jarvis Landry?
Tom Brady's still on sleeper.
I don't think he's played for 5 years.
But he has more 300-yard passes than the starting quarterback, or 300-yard games than the starting quarterback for the Browns. So keep that in mind.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna have 3 wide receivers on my thing here. Similar reason to why Cody had his 3 running backs to choose from. So I'm going to go with Tank Dell. And we're gonna have Khalil Shakur, and for funsies, Jacoby Lane.
Okay. That's kind of crazy. Where are these people even on this board?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
Khalil
I went
Shakur,
to wide receiver and just started scrolling around.
Yeah, I can tell. You passed on Xavier Worthy at the top with the stack. Deebo Samuel. You did say Khalil Shakur. Your guy, Rashid Shaheed. Dear Jesus. You could have took the rookies and Denzel Boston. You went Jacoby Lane.
Yep.
All right. So who was Khalil Shakur, Jacoby Lane, and who other guy?
Tank Dell.
Tank Dell? Bro, where the heck is that man?
Very far down, and I was hoping you would kind of just throw it away and not even question it and not pick him for me because
that's the guy you've been hyping.
The guy I want.
Tank Dell, man, he's gonna be so good. Now Jaden Higgins gone. I love him. CD Sharp was at his best. That's been George the last 3 weeks. Now he wants me to have him take Tank Dell.
Yeah,
but I feel like I have to, dude. Where is this man? Oh, okay. He's not as far. I scrolled over him the first time. It's not as low as I thought.
He's at 174.
Yeah,
it's pretty far down, but
174 in the end of the 11th round. So basically 30 picks early.
Yeah.
All right. But as much as I think you want him, you might get him later. You get to get the team I feasted on the most. And you get Jacoby Lane.
See, I was hoping you would just completely knock out Tank Dell because you're like, oh, he's going to want Tank Dell and just not look at where he was actually at. And I was hoping for either Lane or Shakur. So I'll take that.
All right.
When I know I can get Tank Dell in 2 rounds.
Maybe. I might get another Veto.
Maybe. So I will tell you guys, we are finally in the 12th round. We are in the Dirty Dozen round. Number 12, too, pretty indicated. Tom Brady, one of the most Super Bowls of all time. But it is the Dirty Dozen, and we're talking Super Bowls. And what you guys will need to do is you will need to pick a player that is on the team that has won one of the last 12 Super Bowls. So just to go over that, that would be the Patriots, the Broncos, the Patriots, the Eagles, the Patriots.
Oh.
Kansas City, Tampa Bay, the LA Rams, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Philadelphia Eagles, or the Seattle Seahawks. So a lot of repeats in there. But out of those teams, you must pick someone.
So what I'm hearing is I can still take either Xavier Worthy or Rashid Shaheed after all
correct.
that anyway.
You are correct.
Veto.
Denied.
Just because Cody mentioned conveniently that it was a fun stack that probably isn't going to see my lineup. Let's go Xavier Worthy.
All right.
After me went Tyler Algier, Jared Goff, Tyrone Tracy for some reason, and Deebo Samuel.
Cody, you're up with that same option of teams that have won the last 12 Super Bowls, a lot of repeats.
Yeah, there's a couple teams here. There's a couple things I'm looking at. All right. I'm looking at Zach Charbonnet. Starting probably
I love
on PUP.
that guy. Yeah.
He'd be in the roster. I'm also looking at the New England Patriots defense. Is it a little early? Yeah. But there's already been enough defenses off that I'm thinking maybe I take them. They were one of the top defenses last year. I'm not taking a third tight end in Hunter Henry. I'm not taking a second quarterback in Baker Mayfield. So despite everything oh man, my running backs low-key suck. The Charbonnet PUP plate could save me. But this is mayhem. New England Patriots defense.
All right, he's taking it. He's taking the team there. I respect that.
Woody Marks went after him, and then Zach Charbonnet, Kyler Murray, Jalen Coker, Rashid Shaheed, Hunter Henry. Round 13 started with Baker Mayfield, Alvin Kamara, Brenton Strange, Khalil Shakur, Minnesota Vikings defense, and Denzel Boston.
All right, and it's actually pretty funny that Baker Mayfield was the first round in pick 13 because this is the Baker's dozen round. So we all know that a baker makes a good recipe. We all know that you make that recipe as a cook in the kitchen. So essentially, guys, you need to pick a team that was once occupied by a baker or a cook. So you can pick a team that the following players have played on: Baker Mayfield, Boutte Baker, James Cook, Dalvin Cook, or Jared Cook. One of those teams. There are 15 total teams, but I'm going to make you guys think about that one. You can research if you want. I can confirm if you want, but ultimately you have to pick one of those 15 teams.
Can you say those names again? I'm sorry.
Baker Mayfield, Boutte Baker, James Cook, Dalvin Cook, Jared Cook. And
interesting. This is just so.
And you left the chat.
Left the chat.
He blacked out. There
Can
he
you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. I got it. I have mine locked in. And it's, oh, we lost him again. We can't lose the chaos coordinator. I will give him a minute.
This is chaotic.
Because you have to look it up. Well, for hopefully these people are gone. Because I'm going to take one of them.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to take Keaton Mitchell as Jared Cook finished his career with the Los Angeles Chargers.
All right. Good backup there for Hampton.
Well, I'm also stealing him from George.
Yeah,
True.
because he knows the other Chargers options here are Andre Gadsden, who one I don't like, and two I have two tight ends, and the other was LA Chargers defense, who went after Cody was the Jaguars defense, Mike Washington, LA Chargers defense, or Andre Gadsden. Cool. Now I have to think again.
Yeah, you do.
If I'm not mistaken, the Steelers are one of those teams.
The Steelers are not one of those teams.
Okay, I'm just dreaming then.
You are mistaken.
Yes.
So no, you can't have their defense.
And if you need me to confirm before the pick, I will. I got the teams pulled up.
Okay,
and I'm sorry
good.
I lost you guys for a sec. I have a fantasy draft in the next 9 minutes, so that was just my alarm to wake me up.
Oh, that's funny. At least we're only
I did one while we were drafting.
here.
Did anyone tell?
I have the first overall. It's going to be Jahmyr Gibbs. No chaos in this one.
Oh, okay. Veto.
Oh.
Let's see. I am tilting so bad. Am I allowed to go Seattle?
Yes.
You are allowed to. Oh.
How are you defining Seattle? Are you defining Sam Darnold?
Yeah, who I probably don't want to take, but
I guess the rules weren't like played for a former team. Like, because he played for the Vikings, Dalvin Cook played for the Vikings.
Yeah, it has to be a team that they played on.
Okay.
So
in
this case, yeah. So Baker Mayfield, Browns, Panthers, Rams, Bucks, Boutte Baker, Cardinals, James Cook, Bills, Dalvin Cook, Vikings, Jets, Ravens, Cowboys, Jared Cook, Titans, Rams, Packers, Raiders, Saints, Chargers.
Tyjae Spears is going to be my fallback, and he might end up being the guy to go with here.
Bro, there is one solid pick that hindsight I probably should have taken, but I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Yeah, because I have so many teams bouncing around in my head that I cannot even think. Marshawn Lloyd is probably that pick.
Maybe.
I'll go with it because I'm allowed to take Green Bay.
You are. Jared Cook
because he went to Jared.
Yep. A lot of cooks in the kitchen, guys. A lot of cooks in the kitchen. So I'm glad you guys were able to determine the teams there.
I don't know why my brain hated that round for some reason. I just stared into the abyss and I'm like,
dude, we haven't even got to the map yet.
Black
or the
Cyrus Allen.
There's 2 rounds left.
I know, it's horrible.
All right.
Every second here.
So number 14, it is the I know a guy round. You must draft a current teammate of one of your first 5 picks.
Is there any Ravens left, Cody?
Already have done that. So that's going to be an interesting one for you guys. This is a stack within a stack right here. So let's see if you guys know a guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I still hate my wide receiver room, but I at least have enough of them that, like, do I just go freaking wild and try to find the other running back in New York or something?
Hey, man, do what you do.
You already took away Keaton Mitchell. That would have been, like, the dream pick.
We can hypothetically trade Keaton Mitchell for Marshawn Lloyd.
Hypothetically, we could, but I know the chaos coordinator isn't going to allow that.
That also wouldn't help you out because the 14th round it wouldn't have counted. So you would have still had to take another Charger, Chief, Raven, Giant, Eagle, Bear.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh my.
George, I'm going to need you to pick.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, you took 7 minutes to draft Makai Lemon in round
It's
7.
round 14. Just make a pick.
I gotta make sure I'm on this freaking team.
Yeah, I don't even know who the best available is of someone that I can actually draft.
Like,
You can take rookie Cyrus Allen.
that's literally the first person I see.
Do you have a defense?
No,
Just throwing it out there.
it's true. This might be the time to do that. I
And
don't
that's
have a
just coming
lion.
from somebody that has a draft.
I just
so-
took a Packer. I'll go Packers defense. That's fair.
Alrighty.
Tank Bigsby, Isaiah Pacheco, Jordan Love, and Jalen Naylor back to Cody.
All right, so I can take a Seahawk, a Patriot, a Raven, obviously, a Bear, a Jaguar, an Eagle.
A Raven, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm just gonna scroll down this list here because I got to scroll for a while. Okay, I'm still scrolling, guys. Don't worry. All righty. Oh my gosh, I'm still scrolling.
On this episode of Can Cody Find Value with No Options?
This is where round 14 gets you.
Oh, dang it. Okay.
This is where he regrets having so many Ravens even more because it's one less team he can pick.
No, I regret AJ Brown crying to get out of Philly. I can't take Dontavian Wicks.
That's fair.
Oh my God, guys. Hang on. We might need a new rule.
Cody, I'm gonna need you to pick.
All right, I'm picking. I think. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to take high flyer on rookie wide receiver Ted Hurst, making some buzz there in Tampa Bay. Stack him with Kenny Gainwell.
Yeah, you had to go pretty far down the board.
220.
Yeah.
It was
Dang.
that or my third tight end in AJ Barner.
I love it.
This is getting very chaotic here.
After Cody went Tyjae Spears and then Sam Darnold, Brian Robinson, that almost got me. Cyrus
great
Allen,
value.
Pittsburgh Steelers defense, and Travis Hunter. And then the beginning of finally round 15, Kalen Black, TJ Hawkinson, Omar Cooper Jr., Kenyon Sadiq, Malik Washington, Tank Dell.
All right, and this is the final one, and it is going to be a little geography. I'm not going miles on you guys. I'm going to be nice here. George, name a state. Cody will name a state. You must draft a player that either plays in that state, is from that state, or went to college in that state. And be nice to each other, guys.
Oh, so I shouldn't pick like North Dakota. Okay.
North Dakota would be
There's
bad.
probably a decent amount of players that play in or played in Texas.
Mm-hmm. And I have the full list up here if you would like the Texas players. So just let
George,
me know.
you could have thrown me a bone.
I don't think I did the
Like-
best or the worst for you.
I mean, you could have thrown me a bone.
I mean, the obvious state that would probably be the easiest is what, California?
That's not the one I wanted. I would have accepted with my last pick Florida,
That was the other one I was
Georgia.
thinking.
Virginia. I would have taken any of those three.
Texas, congratulations.
I know what it is. Oh my God. Why do these people do this to me? Why?
I think George is going to get Hawaii.
Where's the kickers? I want Kamimi Fairbairn.
I think
Now
Marcus
looking,
Mariota.
of course. Nope. How about this dude? Just over here, Googling random players. There we go. Here we go. I'm taking wide receiver Caleb Douglas, rookie out of potential big guy from Miami because they don't have anybody out of Hometown, Houston, Texas.
All right. Love it. It is the hometown of Houston, Texas. Plays now in Florida. That could have been the curveball. Cody, give George a state for the final mystery relevant pick.
Mr. Irrelevant pick, Alaska.
Oh, all right.
Can you just tell me if there's anyone that even exists with Alaska? Because I just need to know.
I will be nice. I will change it. I had to say it. All right. I'm going to give you Minnesota.
So either plays in Minnesota, is from Minnesota, or went to college in Minnesota.
Okay.
I threw you a bone.
You did. See, the problem is I can't tell you who is from or played in Minnesota, but I can tell you I have Juwan Jennings.
You do have Juwan Jennings as a potential player.
I honestly don't know of anybody else. He might just have to be the guy.
I will tell you Emmett Johnson is from Minnesota if you want the rookie running back for Kansas City.
I really need a receiver more, but that's not a bad pick. And that would just add to my super stack of Chiefs.
Super stack.
My super stack's on my bench, though, besides Mahomes. Yours is going in that starting lineup, at least against the Browns.
Yeah, man. You never know. Never know who you might want to take. You could take Denman Claiborne.
Who the heck is that?
Rookie running back for the Vikings.
From Alaska.
I'll only check one or two more guys here.
These were the stumpers. I thought that this actually, I thought this
No.
would have go quick. Even Texas is a pretty nice one, but it kind of just goes whoever's on the board there. I think every last pick should also be from the state.
Just something crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yep, especially Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, claim your state.
Mm-hmm. You actually draft
here, and you're
states.
like, what the heck? Draft state. I'll go Juwan Jennings to end this here. I don't know if Kempy knows, like, has a better list of, like, was there a better option?
I can't see the draft board because unfortunately I had to go for my phone today, but I think Jennings is a safe bet for Minnesota. I think that was a nice curve or a nice give by Cody there to go with the Minnesota Vikings.
I at least looked at the draft board and was like, let me say an oddball state, but there's a guy sitting right there. George, on the other hand,
I just picked a big state that I thought might be easy and has two teams and didn't think deeper than that.
Yeah, I can tell.
I should have been, I guess nicer would have been New York too, because at least you have three actual teams to deal with, but two of them do stink.
Now, I am looking forward to seeing what your final teams do look like. Maybe you guys can find the way to screenshot both of them, see where it kind of went downhill. Some of you, it lined up for some of you guys with this chaos. Cody, on the other hand, having to pick his NFC North opponent a little later, kind of started throwing some curveballs. It started off strong for Cody with those two wide receivers. That's his strategy. George, two strong running backs, but it definitely it was a roller coaster of a ride.
Before we go, Cody, read down your team.
JSN, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Zay Flowers. Yeah, I know. I tried to sneak one past there. All right, so for real, my team is Jackson Smith and Jigba. I did it again. One more time. Jackson Smith and Jigba, AJ Brown, Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers, DeAndre Swift, Bayshell Tootin, Makai Women, which that was a full tilt pick. Dalton Kincaid, Kenny Gainwell, Mark Andrews, Jonah Coleman, New England Patriots defense, Keaton Mitchell, Ted Hurst, and Caleb Douglas.
And then mine, I had Devon Achane, Omarion Hampton, Devontae Smith, Cam Scattaboo, Luther Burden, Tucker Kraft, Kyle Monungai, Alec Pierce, Patrick Mahomes, Isaiah Likely, Jacoby Lane. Yep. Xavier Worthy, Marshawn Lloyd, Packers defense, Juwan Jennings.
Yeah, that's some chaos right there. I do like both teams. Ironically, the fact that it didn't absolutely go to the toilet real quick, I think you guys survived. That's some chaos.
I think this was rougher than last year, so props to you. There's some picks in here I absolutely despised, but I do think, like, yeah, it was salvaged at least to an extent.
Yeah, Cody, what do you think?
I mean, I think my team turned out okay. I don't love the Mekhi Lemon and for it, but I think I saved it. I have a couple upside running backs. Might need to trade one of those wide receivers at the top for a running back if it gets too bleak. But
I mean, if Tutu wins the job and Swift still finishes as a top 24 like he has his whole career, like, you're not too bad there.
No.
Also, might be willing to take a receiver off your hands for a running back since I have a big 3 at the top.
Yeah.
That is true. Get the trades going in it.
Pigeonholed myself taking a wide receiver or a quarterback early. So
yet again, we get to sit here and I'm sure you and I will debate it, even though a lot of drafts will be done, but we do another mock next week of like why we hate the early round quarterback.
Yeah. Interesting. Love to see it. But Kempy, I know you just said you had a draft to get to, so I don't want to keep you too much longer, but I appreciate you bringing the chaos and making this at least one of our favorite episodes. It probably doesn't do as well with numbers and all that kind of stuff, but hopefully people do check it out.
Hope you guys that are watching on YouTube liked it and let us know in the comments too, and subscribe while you're here.
Yeah, guys, thanks for having me on. Thanks for allowing me to bring some chaos. I'm already going to start planning for next year. A little nicer, maybe a little meaner.
No.
Yeah.
Rougher. Make me take a kicker in the first round.
Okay, maybe not that far, actually.
Get ready to learn longitude and latitude, buddy. I don't even say it right. That's what I don't even mean.
This is ready to draft our future.
Yeah. Longitude and latitude. You guys messed up so many Amon-Ra St. Brown. Cody said it 3 times. I don't want to hear it.
You watched our show? That's just me in general. That's just me.
2 things that are good. The same with Cody every single week. He can't say names, and he has no running backs until round 5. Maybe not the second part. It's a little bit. But...
As the young kids are saying, clock it. Kempy, I hope you appreciated that one. But
I did.
I'm gonna get us out of here. As always, thanks for checking out another episode of the podcast. This episode was a ton of fun. Make sure you are subscribed to us on YouTube for more content like this. George has been crushing on the TikTok game, so follow us over there, as long as Facebook, Twitter, X, however you want to call it, and Instagram. We'd love to have you. One more mock draft, and then we're into the NFL season, back to 2 episodes a week. So we'll see you next week for our final mock draft of the year. I'm Cody Roadcap. That's George Kurth. And as always, thank you.